welcome back to BLOCKTV. It's time now for Chain Breakers, where we talk to people making strides in the blockchain space. The true believers, if you will. Today, we have one such gentleman in the studio with a title that hints at some fair enthusiasm for the industry. Welcome to BLOCKTV, Konstantin Goldstein, Principal Technical Evangelist for Microsoft. Konstantin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Asher. Thank you for having me.
So, it's an interesting title you've got there, Evangelist for Microsoft, Technical Evangelist. Explain a little bit about your role and what you do within the industry.
So I'm driving blockchain ecosystem in Central and Eastern Europe for the last 4 years. And my role to work with big enterprises, corporates and startups in blockchain area and help and support in adoption of the so innovative technology.
So when it comes to blockchain solutions, the enterprise world, it's a growing field, many can say. But can you break down a little bit for our audience exactly what solutions are coming through and the way in which it's being used for enterprise?
Yes, good question. Different enterprises going through digital transformation around the world. And blockchain technology is one of the important parts of this process. And if we need to digitize processing or bring automation to different scenarios, blockchain is the technology to do it.
Okay, so can you give some examples of industries that have benefited from the use of blockchain solutions?
First solution came from the finance industry, obvious, because of digital assets and different transactions, different organizations could do directly and remove different middlemen in this process. And the most popular probably industry now and solutions that we are getting from is supply chain. We see a lot of different counterparties in the process. And this is the unique opportunity for blockchain to bring this automation for this complicated process of many different organizations.
So now, obviously, as many different organizations are involved in the blockchain space, you're a technical evangelist specifically for Microsoft. So let's narrow down there. What is Microsoft doing in the blockchain space and how are they integrating that into their existing technologies?
For us, it's one of the strategic technologies. And actually, we started with the blockchain around 4 years ago with making available Ethereum on Azure Marketplace. But the concept is blockchain itself wasn't ready for the enterprise. The transaction from point A from point C, this is in this distributed concept and a great innovative technology. But when we start talking about enterprise, we need integration with the existing systems, database, CRP, confidentiality, performance, security. So all the high standards enterprise needs to make robust solution and ready for the market. So our strategy is to provide tools and services to create end-to-end solution for the enterprise. And we have different products like Azure Blockchain Service, where you can, with the one click on Azure, get all the necessary service from getting information, keeping keys, and working with the blockchain, keeping information in the database, for example, and in other words, to make end-to-end solution and make it much more easy for enterprise to start with this technology.
But it's interesting because that blockchain as a service model requires very different solutions to those you'd see in the sort of more public-facing spaces, whether we're talking about cryptocurrencies or other sort of permissionless open blockchain services. A lot of these are sort of limited permission systems, and whether we're talking about Corda or Hyperledger, there are specific needs for the enterprise industry. Can you talk about how that differs?
Yeah, this is a great question. A permission blockchain is probably at this period of time of blockchain evolution. This is the way to create enterprise solution, and Hyperledger or Corda or Ethereum or other platforms like Waves Enterprise available on Azure, and any enterprise can use specific services plus permission blockchain or enterprise ready platforms to make this solution for different industries.
When people think blockchain, obviously, they primarily think the cryptocurrency markets. They think about those digital assets, and that industry goes up and down in popularity and awareness. But when it comes to the enterprise world and the enterprise solution, it's almost, I want to say, a sleeping giant under there. Not a lot of people in the public know necessarily about it. It's often very behind the scenes. but it's starting to really integrate into so many services, logistics, transportation, all these sort of fields that are becoming integral in a multinational world across the world. Looking into the future, what do you see as the role of blockchain in enterprise when it's reached its true potential?
Enterprise did a big way from 2015 to 2019, and if we started from different challenges to make a solution for the enterprise, now with the one click you get many tools and services to make it possible. And now we see more and more the year of the standards, how to work with the digital assets, or how to work different companies on the same platform. Okay, this is not so, it's easy, it's more or less easy to create a blockchain solution for the enterprise, but you bring different companies, sometimes competitors, and the industry actually learning how to work one with each other on the same platform. And actually we're talking about consortiums and the new standards and rules and new business models, how to make it available. Looking forward, one of the important topics also is multi-protocols and interledger functionality. This is one of the things the industry actually dealing these days. Back about the digital assets, we initiated working group with the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance and with the big players in the market. We actually work on bringing some common standards in this area. Something similar that telecommunication industry went through many years ago.
So, I mean, it's interesting you talk about the interoperability between different markets, because there are a lot of the sort of big technological and digital players coming into this space, whether we talk about IBM, which is seen as an enterprise leader in a lot of ways. Amazon has some interesting work with blockchain, and Microsoft as well. Do you think that this will be a competitive market in which these larger scale firms are competing with each other to take control of the market share of the blockchain enterprise space? Or is that interoperability, working together on a cross sort of platform system, the future?
When I talk about interoperability, I mean interoperability between different blockchain platforms. What I can see already in the industry is that we see some solution coming from Ethereum or Quorum, for example.
Right.
Some scenarios coming from the Corda, and they going to one or going to complete another solution. So we need some way to make it possible to work with different platforms, and back to digital assets, to make it possible to work with digital assets from different permission blockchain platforms.
Okay, but you see the future, that future will arrive one day once the technology has been really honed and perfected.
Actually, we already see different solutions are coming, and the 2020 will be the year of commercially available solutions. We see more and more. Actually, use cases started 2-3 years ago, and one of the unique features or unique about the enterprise and blockchain, to create solutions already you can any developer can create some, at least a pilot or POC with one click. But if we're talking about commercially available solution, one of the challenges is to bring the whole ecosystem, to digitize all the processes, to bring all the system together. And not about only one company, I mean about all the participants in the network. This is the main challenge. This is why it takes time. And one of the challenges we also see in the industry is the governance of the solutions. Okay, we have distributed solution on the platform, but we still need tools how to govern all those systems in the distributed way. And we have this type of solution on Azure, like Azure Blockchain Services or Confidential Consortium Framework. This is the solution you can find on, it's open source, and the community can work with it.
It'll be fascinating to watch through, as you say, 2020, potentially the year of the commercial blockchain solution. Plenty more developments to come. Konstantin, I want to thank you so much for coming on BLOCKTV to discuss this important and developing topic and part of the crypto sphere.
Thank you, Asha.
All right, and stay with us at blocktv.com for all the latest in news and information. I'm Asha Westrop Evans. Thanks for watching.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.